Everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm your host, Darren Jaime. Today is Wednesday, January 7th, and of course you're watching Open, the only live and interactive program bringing the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. We want to encourage you to stay connected to us, finding out more about us on Twitter at BronxNet TV, and then Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. Well, as we move into the year 2015, many of us need the help already to sticking to those resolutions that we've already made. Our first guest joins us now to offer some tips on how we can keep those resolutions realistic, as well as remain healthy all year. We're pleased to be joined by Dr. Guido Macchiavello of the Internal Medicine Department at St. Barnabas Hospital. And Dr. Macchiavello, thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Good. It's a good time, huh? 2015, we're just getting started.
Just getting started, yes. And I think that this is a right opportunity to make some changes necessary for most. But I guess some changes are necessary in overall to, make some better and healthier approaches to oneself and, our community and our family. So.
And we made some choices in 2014. We said when 2015 comes, I'm going to do things a whole lot differently. And we started off good. But as I said, this is January 7th. Some people have already fallen off the wagon. Talk to us about that. How can we keep the resolutions that we make or the declarations that we make more realistic?
That is correct. So one of the things is that, as you mentioned, keeping them realistic. And one of the things that I would like to reinforce is that keeping them realistic, it has to actually fit your lifestyle. It has to go with you. It has to be with what you can do. Basically, what we see every single day is like internet, TV, and all the commercials is like you can see many, many different products that are available to us. However, we start them and we just say, well, it doesn't fit, I can't do this, I don't like it, I get bored, and therefore it's not you, it's not your lifestyle. So that's why is the first recommendation is that you see something that can fit you and fit your lifestyle. Let's say losing weight. One of the things that I say is like the options are there. Okay, so options and portions are the things that I like to recommend. We all don't like the same foods, and therefore we don't prepare things the same way. Being the Bronx so diverse and so rich in demographics, so we shop in different places. We like to shop different things. We like to enjoy different foods. So options are there. Just get around and see what you can change, what you can modify, without changing the flavor, without changing, what you like to eat.
Well, let's stay there for a second. Talk to me about this. I come in, I say, listen, 2015, I want to lose 60 pounds, right? I become frustrated the first week because now I look down at the scale and not much has happened. Am I making a mistake?
Well,
of course I am, but...
Well, not necessarily. I mean, let's see. 60 pounds, is that real? Is that healthy for you? In how much time frame do you want to lose those 60 pounds? If you tell me when I want to lose them for the next 2 weeks, well, I'm pretty sure that is not healthy for any one of us. So I say, why don't we just make a schedule? Probably 60 is not the right amount of weight to lose for you. What about losing just 30? Because that will be a good, the body mass index will change. We can modify it and reduce certain risks for you just by, instead of 60, what about just 30? What about instead of just losing those 60 pounds of an entire body weight, what about just losing 30 of just fat? And then just keep the muscle. And with that, just keep you healthy. So there's differences that we can make. Right? And I think that will be a better realistic approach, as what you say.
You got some tips that you have in terms of helping people to really make that adjustment for the new year. And I want to go through a couple more things because you talk about making excuses, because we do make excuses. If things don't go the way that we want, this is the first week, people will collapse out of our plan. We'll say, listen, we don't want to do it. But you say, don't make excuses, stick with it.
Well, if we have to, keep it real, right? So we all have to go to certain meetings, reunions, and we have some gatherings. So instead of having, okay, so if your plan is to lose weight, if your plan is to reduce your blood pressure, right? So instead of having like a cheat day of your diet, have a cheat meal. Just plan around it. So don't concentrate your life around it. So you're like, oh my God, on Saturday I'm going to have that cheat meal and I'm just going to obsess about it. No, just look forward to it. But during the entire week, just keep your diet or modify that particular meals that you're eating with a different approach, with a different spectrum. Getting informed. What about if you can cook? You can change from white rice to brown rice, and you're making already a change. Less salt. Probably oil is not. Instead of using regular oil, if you like olive oil, use that one. What about more vegetables or different vegetables? Because as I say, options. So you don't like broccoli, what about cauliflower?
So using healthy options. Talk to us about exercise. We always hear this. Everybody always talks exercise, but walk us through for a few seconds the importance of exercise and what exercise actually does. We always hear people say, you need to exercise, but what exactly does it do?
Well, exercise is beyond being fit, right? Not only physically fit, it will also help you to stay mentally fit, reduce stress, reduce your blood pressure, increase your heart capacity. You reduce your risk factors for a heart attack, a stroke, as I say, blood pressure, diabetes, you name it. So we know the benefits of exercise. How to do it, how to fit your lifestyle. Again, realistically, most people do is that they go and hit the gyms. Everybody goes 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and they kill themselves there. What's going to happen? The next day, they're all sore, they don't go, right? So instead of doing it healthy with realistic goals, today I'm going to go 30 minutes. My body will condition itself for exercise for 30 minutes for a certain amount of time. Again, options, knowing what you're doing, right? The information could be presented in a different way, right? So probably I'm not in the right shape. I'm not in the right fit to start jogging for 30 minutes. What about walking? Walk on a treadmill. Walk around your block. 30 minutes is healthy. And then while you get conditioned, probably the next month, the next 6 weeks, you can probably start walking an hour. And then jog for 15 minutes. Then jog for 30, and then it's a different approach. We're talking about not making small changes that in the next week, 2 weeks. No, we're talking about lifelong changes, because that's basically your life is and your body is just your own. So you gotta keep it healthy for a lifetime, like for a long time.
And before we get out here, right quickly, how often should a person see their doctor?
I would recommend. If you don't have any chronic medical conditions, like diabetes and hypertension, which they have their own schedule depending on the right approach, at least get it checked once a year. I would recommend, in all awareness, that at least one checkup a year, because what we like to do is, with a physical exam, knowing that your heart, lungs, and everything is looking the right way, we can check your body weight, your blood pressure, and then check the health of your kidneys, liver, cholesterol, your blood count, and things like that. So if we don't find anything wrong, once a year is the right way to go. And again, if you have chronic medical conditions, well, then they have their own schedule. So then your doctor will recommend how often you should see them.
Dr. Guido Macchiavello, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Doctor of Internal Medicine at St. Barnabas Hospital, and you can always find out more information by checking us out on the BronxNet website. We can give you some tips as to how to stay healthy and really enjoy this new year and this new resolution that you're making for the new year. Now, when we return, we're going to kick off our new Ask Your Lawyer segment, answering all your legal concerns. But first, our BronxNet cameras were at the Scholastic Auditorium capturing the first annual Short Film Awards. BronxNet correspondent Dondre Lemon has more.
We're at the Scholastic Auditorium for the first annual